You guys can make my life hell, you can't, whatever. It doesn't do nothing to me right now. My life's over. It doesn't matter. One charge or a million charges, I'm over. So I want to hug my wife goodbye. I want to give her a kiss. I want to talk to her for a minute.
Can you take my word on it if I talk with him?
No, I'm not going to confess to nothing until
I understand that. Will you take my word that I'll get you a hug?
This man is Zacharie Borton, who shamelessly blackmailed the two detectives and yet succeeded. In exchange for a confession, he demands to be pampered with hugs from his wife and pizza. Why was Zachary allowed to get away with it? And what else will he get out of the detectives? This is only the beginning of the things Zachary can get. On August 22nd, 2021, at 4 a.m. in the morning, two residents of Grass Lake Township, Florida, heard gunshots at a close distance. After that, at 5:50 a.m., a woman coming from her work sees two bodies laying in front of a home. She immediately calls 911.
Jackson 911.
Yes, someone shot up our house or something. I don't know. They both look dead. There's the front doors shot out and one's on the ground, and I think the other one's in the living room on the ground.
Okay, so hang on just a minute. Somebody shot your door, and there's somebody laying on the ground.
It looks like it. Yes, it looks like they're dead. I'm not sure.
On police's arrival, the originally reported two victims had multiple gunshot wounds, and to make matters worse, there was another body. The three victims were identified as Michael Pauley, 70, Delmar Fraley, 80, and Edmund John Counselor, 70, all members of a biking gang. Police also found many casings of .40 caliber bullets. It did not take a lot of investigation before everyone pointed to Zacharie Borton's name. He had shot the victims and fled the scene using Counselor's vehicle. A manhunt was arranged. Meanwhile, Zacharie Borton had fled to Grand Rapids, where he contacted an old friend. However, this friend was certain that Zachary was running from a crime and had immediately called the police. Zachary was brought in for questioning.
If you want to move that and set your feet up for a hot second, go ahead. Okay? We'll be back with you in a second, okay?
Yep.
But you're not hurt?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. Can you go to the bathroom? You need water or anything right now?
I'm good, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll wait a little bit. Close. Zachary.
Yeah. Hi, Zach. I'm Brian. Nice to meet you.
You guys need something, just let us know, okay?
I'm a detective from Jackson County, so I just want to talk to you a little bit, just to get your side of the story. I always know there's two sides of every story.
The first thought upon seeing the interrogation is that there is an obvious power dynamic at play here. It's hard to ignore that the detective's body, posture, or presence can easily be labeled as frail and unimpressive. Zachary has also picked up on this almost immediately, and he will take advantage of the same. With any other interrogator, he may not have been so demanding, but lucky for him, he can ask for anything today. He's already made himself comfortable.
I'll have to get Grand Rapids to cooperate in that.
They're the ones that told her that if she could get me to come in cooperatively, that they would let us hug.
Well, that sounds like that's something we can accomplish. Okay. So before I ask you anything, I do want to read you your Miranda rights. Okay. Just want to let you know what your rights are.
Yeah.
What would you like me to call you?
I'm Zach. My name's Zach.
Zach work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Zach.
If you want to call me Brian, I'd
Brian.
appreciate that. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Zach, you have the right to remain silent.
One good thing the detective has managed to do is create an impeccable rapport with Zachary. It's true that Zachary will exploit the polite demeanor of the detective to get things done in his way, but Detective Brian has truly managed to create a safe environment here. Zachary seems like the kind of person who can hold out to immense authoritative pressure, but a more respectful and less assertive detective surely made him comfortable enough that he ended up giving a confession. Either way, the first request Zachary has is a big hug from his wife, or there will be no confession.
Given these rights in mind, are you agreeing with talking with me today?
Yeah, as long as I get to see my wife. I mean, I'm not going to talk.
I'll do it as long as Grand Rapids cooperates with that. I have no issue.
I'm not going to talk until I hug her, though, because I know how that goes. Like, I mean, she could say, you could say, I can try to do whatever I can. You already got statements.
Well, where is she at right now?
She's in Grand Rapids, not too far from you.
Okay.
We talked, so, I mean, the detective, or not, I don't know if it was an officer that was sent by the detective, told her that they can make sure that we can hug and we can say bye to each other and stuff.
Can you take my word on it if I talk with him?
No, I'm not going to confess to nothing until
I understand that. Will you take my word that I'll get you a hug and get you to talk to her if I can get them to agree to it? I don't know that I can get her right this second here.
Well, I'm just saying I'm not going to, I mean, how does that work? I mean, you can say anything, I mean, but, you know what I mean? It's not, that's like we're at a standoff because, like, I can say anything and then it's like, oh, well, I tried. Or they said they were going to, but this, you know what I mean? So that's the only thing that's important to me is I know my life's over.
Okay.
So I want to hug my wife goodbye. I want to give her a kiss. I want to talk to her for a minute. And they already said I could do that. That was one of the reasons I came in cooperatively.
Okay.
So, I mean, I just want that. And once that's fulfilled, so I know we're not, like, I'm not being bullshit because that's already been told to me. My wife's not going to lie. They said that I can hug you and see you with that.
I totally 100% believe that, and I totally will tell you that I would let you do that.
Well, I mean, I believe you would. I'm just saying, I don't think much.
Let me see if I can get that arranged.
All right, thank you.
It's ironic to hear Zachary say that he came here cooperatively, given that the police had to organize a manhunt for him. He also fled to another county to escape arrest. But overall, he looks really nervous at this point. The importance of him seeing his wife is not understated at all. This is all he speaks about, and his body language also points to him being very eager yet nervous about it. At this point, he's probably just nervous about her reaction.
Hi.
Hey.
You were just talking to him,
Yep.
right? I'm Detective Zacharie. I work for the Grand Rapids Police Department.
Okay.
I understand you want to talk to a young lady. Is that correct? Which young lady? Common law wife, married wife?
No, we're married.
You're legally married?
Yes, sir.
I can tell you this. His partner and my partner, one of the guys that was already spoken to her today, is on their way there.
Okay.
Okay? But you know it's not like we're just going to go across the street to McDonald's, right?
Well, no, I know.
It's going to be a minute.
All right.
Okay? So they're on their way.
Okay.
I'm not doing anything to lie to you, right? I mean, they literally just left, and so I just texted them. When they get there, they're gonna see if she's willing to come here.
All right.
Okay, that's where that's at.
Absolutely.
In the meantime, can we talk?
I mean, I'll answer a few questions that you guys know I'm not bullshit, but I'm not gonna get a confession or tell you guys everything.
That's fine.
And as soon as she gets here, as soon as she gets here, he'll bring her in. Even if we're right, no matter where we're at the questioning.
Well, I'm not gonna answer some of these questions until you know what I mean? I have nothing. You guys gotta realize this, and I'm just being 100. That's all I am. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not gonna bullshit you guys. I keep it shoot. I'm a straight shooter. You guys can make my life hell. You can't. Whatever. It doesn't do nothing to me right now. My life's over. You understand?
Why do you feel your life's over?
Listen, I'm not answering that question. Okay.
Okay.
I know my wife's over with. So all I'm saying is there's one thing I want because I won't be able to touch my wife again is to give my wife a hug and talk to her. That's all. That's the only thing that's grounded me for this whole little process I've been going through. And then I had no problem going back until a year from now and telling you every little thing I've done and didn't do. It doesn't matter. One charge or a million charges, I'm over.
What's up?
It seems like they're still working on it. Go ahead.
Whether you guys charge me with one charge and I'm found guilty of it, or I get found guilty of 50 charges, it's the same amount of time, it's the same amount of time for me. So it makes me no difference. It could pass to stealing a candy bar from Myers or to killing something. It doesn't matter. I'm going to do the same amount of time in prison. See what I'm saying? So that's all I wanted you guys to realize.
Got a text, like I told you, says, we'll see if she wants to come in. They're on their way there now.
Okay.
So only thing that Brian was thinking and that we were thinking is, we doesn't do, we're going to send somebody there. They're already on their way. As soon as they get there, we'll have an answer. If she says no, what do you want me to do?
She's not going to say no.
Okay.
But if she does, then I mean, I guess she needs to tell me that I can call her.
Well, we can do it over the phone.
We can do it over the phone.
You can't hug her over the phone, but
that's right. That's the only thing that's important. You guys understand? I'm going through a thing, and my wife and I have been separated for like 9-10 months now, and we're on that verge of probably divorce. Probably gonna get divorced after this, and we haven't been on good terms. We finally started talking and stuff. And that's the only thing that's important to me. I don't care if I can confess to nothing. Pull a lawyer up and I can just go through it like that. I have no problem with that either. I'm just saying if I can benefit out of it, because to me it's one and the same. Whether I get found guilty of stealing a candy bar at Myers 10 years ago or what, it doesn't matter. I'm going to do the same amount of time. I got 15 felonies. So I'm definitely, whatever I get found guilty, it doesn't matter to me if it's a murder charge or if it's a gun charge or if it's a shooting in my wife's house charge. I mean, any of that stuff. It doesn't matter to me. I don't have a problem confessing all of it because to me it's just going to get it over with faster anyway. But at the same time, I got one thing. That's my wife. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get to hug her goodbye. I didn't get to kiss her goodbye yesterday, today. You know, that's all I want to do. And make sure we're going to be all right. And that's it. And I don't care about any of the other stuff. All the other stuff's irrelevant. You know what I mean? After that, it's like, whatever. You know what I mean? It's all one and the same.
There are many factors involved behind a single crime. Although provoked by specific people and situations, there's always a string of situations which lead up to the act. Seeing the importance that Zachary is laying on meeting his wife also seems to be important. He mentions that they had split up 10 months ago. This only added to the trigger that was in Zachary's life. Meeting his wife seems like an act of closure, as he knows that he will not be seeing her a lot once he returns to prison.
I get it.
I got the best lawyer in Grand Rapids, which is Frank Stanley. He's a good friend of mine. I'm just saying, you got a job to do, you know what I'm saying? I understand that. I respect that. I'm not trying. You guys didn't do nothing to me personally, so therefore I don't have no reason to be an asshole or no reason to be. I mean, I have every reason as an American citizen to be uncooperative and let the court system do it. But it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't to me no more. I mean, I'm arrested. I'm going to spend the rest of my life in prison for one thing or another. You can charge me with all the charges you say you got right now, and then as time goes on, you got more charges because you guys don't even know about. So you can go. It's one and the same to me. You know what I mean? Like, I got 15 felonies. I'm getting charged with habitual, and it's 10 to 12 years minimum. To me, I'm 43 years old. I'll be 44. I've already did 21 years in prison. You know what I mean? Like, that's the rest of my life to me. I don't care. That's why I wasn't going to come cooperative. That's why I'm going to make you shoot me. I mean, that's not something I want to
I'm glad you didn't do that.
I mean, I'm glad for whoever had to shoot me. You know what I mean? That's whoever, it's not his fault. Go home and tell his dad or his son or whatever.
You still got a family that loves you too.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's the only thing that's important to me. That's what I'm saying. So I'm doing this for one purpose. You got to know one purpose and one purpose only. And that's my wife. She begged me, and she said that it would be more important to her if I didn't do that. It would be hurt or worse. But if I did come out and I wasn't gonna shoot y'all. You guys didn't do nothing to me. But I had to make you guys believe I did or you wouldn't shoot me. And to me, doing the rest of my life in prison or ending up dead, I'd rather be dead. I mean, just being honest. So to me, it made no difference. The only thing that stopped that from happening was my wife. So that's why that issue of me hugging her is important.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
You probably owe her a bit of gratitude,
I owe her
right?
a lot of gratitude. Sure. I guess. I mean, not really.
It's
still to be determined.
Because you're
still to be determined. You know, how is it going to go? I'm going to spend the rest of my life in prison. To me, I'd rather you guys shot me. You do 21 years in prison and you tell me you want to go back there for a day, let alone the rest of your life.
I can't say that I've done that, so I can't.
Well, you haven't done nothing to deserve that either. You've been on the right side of the law. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that why me pity party, but that's my mentality. Just to let you guys know that's my mentality. You know what I mean? And anything I tell you guys or I'm going to tell you guys, it's factual. You can check it. It's going to be fact. I'm not on no reason to bullshit. Why? For what purpose? What am I going to gain? You know what I mean? I'm not. The only thing I got to gain is a hug from my wife, a kiss from my wife. That's it. It's the only thing I got.
Well, I'm hoping that she's going to agree to that. I think it sounds like she cares about you enough that it sounds like she will.
Zachary saying that he's already spent 21 years in prison and does not mind spending more time is not to be taken lightly. 21 years is a very long time, and someone who has only lived in the confines of prison tends to adjust to it. The organization and order of that institution almost becomes soothing to them. In the majority of cases, and especially when criminals go to prison at an early age, they feel more adjusted to the prison system than to the outside world. When they come out of those barbed walls, they maladjust and dive deeper into crime. It happens due to the additional stress they face and how unprepared they are for the real world. Zachary, too, was facing the same. He was living at the crime scene in the first place because he was taking shelter at the residence of the victims. This maladjustment is another major stressor that may have played a role in the crimes of this case. Though Zachary had refused to confess at this point, this would have been a good opportunity to attain small details about the case. Instead, Detective Brian will use this time as an opportunity to make small talk for over an hour while they wait for his wife to arrive.
Yep, she just got here. So she's, they went down to get her, and they're bringing her up right now.
Not ask her for any kind of particular recognition or thanks or anything. We're going to bring her in. I just want to make sure there's going to be no clouds.
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay.
Yeah, there's not. I just want to hug my wife and all my son.
What about on her side?
No, she's not.
Okay. You understand where I'm coming from? She's got a baby in her arms. I don't want to get into any kind of predicament in here with anybody, okay?
I get you.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. Come on in, Arthur. Stand up if you want.
Sandra Ball. Hi, Papas. Hi, Papas. I can't play it. Daddy have kisses? Oh, that's a good kiss. You playing your game?
Aww.
Is that a good hope? Hi, Papas. Aww.
Yeah, Daddy.
Good daddy kisses. Thank you. Getting so big.
Yeah.
Loving our mommy. Mm-hmm. Loving our mommy. Can Daddy get a little love? Can Daddy get a little love? Get big. Oh. Daddy loves you. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Hello. I love you, silly guy.
Alright, guys, I hate to break it up, but we gotta do it now.
Alright. Thank you, guys.
You wanna?
Go ahead.
Bye, Papas. Bye. Bye, Mamas.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. He's a cute little dude.
Thank you.
25 years and never done anything like that. Alright? But we've been of our words, so I wish I could make it happen longer, but unfortunately we can't.
That's all I ask for. Thank you very much. I'm very appreciative of that.
He didn't want to kill two birds with one stone, so if you could send a detective in on your incident, or you guys all set?
I'll have him step in. Okay. We're just gonna escort her out, make sure she gets back to her truck safely and things like that, and then he'll pop back in here, okay? I don't know if she knows where she's at or where she's going down here, but we want to make sure that she gets in her truck and on her way, so he'll be right back.
All right, thank you.
I think your guy talked to her already, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Finally, the moment that everyone had been waiting for, Zachary's wife arrives. You can see the sheer joy and gratitude in Zachary's eyes. For the same reason, he will use sir to refer to the detectives for the first time. The detectives upholding their end of the deal to bring the wife will now shift the dynamics of the interrogation again. From this point, Zachary will fully cooperate with the investigation.
Back right by the fireplace or whatever, there's a bedroom right there to the right. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
And then to the left, there's a I guess it'd be a front room, a big ass front room.
It's almost like a family room.
Yep. And then so in the bedroom right there on the right, when you first go in, that's the only other bedroom behind the main floor. And so he kept waving the pistol. He'd come in with the pistol, he wouldn't wave it, like then point it at me. Like at one point, I think like the second time he came in or something, he kind of waved it towards me. I was like, don't point a fucking pistol at me or some shit. It's just kind of like a guy's like back and forth.
You know what kind of pistol it was?
Yeah, it was 38.
Okay.
So he comes in there with that, and he's like kind of waving it around.
What was you upset about? Because you had somebody.
Well, he thought I had somebody in the room, but I didn't. And then I found out like the third time. I want to say it was the third time he came. He kept coming in there like, who's in here? And I was like, what the fuck? Like maybe 15, 20 minutes. Who's in here? And I'd be half asleep. And I'm like, so like the third time or something in here, he's like, I know she's in here. I said, who the fuck are you talking about? And he said, which is like a girl that comes there every once in a while. It's she's messing with another biker or whatever, But he's kind of like her. He's kind of like infatuated with her, like kind of like want to look after. I don't know, like some weird thing. I don't know. He wasn't having sex with her, so I don't know, some weird thing. But if she stayed the night and stuff like that, sleep in the same bed and stuff. But anyways, like I know she's in here. I was like, man, turn on the light and look around. Like stop, dude. Like I don't know what you're doing when you're bugging out. And he said to himself, like I must be bugging out. I must be bugging out. He's looking under the bed, he's looking all through some stuff, and I'm like, bro, where's she gonna hide at? You know, like, come on, dude, get a grip. And then, so I heard, I don't know, it was probably 15, 20 minutes later, I hear him talk to somebody out in the front, like, well, not the front room, but in B&B. When you first come in the door, there's a kitchen and like a big open dining room. And I hear him talking to somebody in there, which would be like, if you open my door, you'd be able to see right out there pretty much. So I like open the door and he's not talking to nobody. And I'm like, hey bro, who you out here talking to? And he was like, nothing, I thought I heard something out here. You sure there's nobody in there? And I'm like, yeah, there's nobody in there. And then he was like outside, I could hear him outside, and then so I get up to come out there with him, and I'm like, what's going on out here or whatever. And he was like, there's somebody out here, I know for a fact. I heard coughing over by the chicken coop. And so we had anyway, we go over to the left side of the porch, which was if you're facing out towards the road, would be the left side would be, and that's the way like the driveway and stuff's on that side. And there's a chicken coop. And we go over there and look over there, and then both of us go, him and I both go walk around. And then we go back into the house, and I lay back down, and I thought he was going to bed, because he's like, it must be bugging out, it's getting to me or something. He was like, what did he say, something like, I must be losing my mind, or these motherfuckers, or something about, they must think I'm losing my mind, they're not going to trick me like that, or something. And I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, never mind, just go to bed, So, I go back in and go to sleep, and, well, I don't know, half sleep, or whatever, and then...
Do you know about what time it is?
When I went back in to go to sleep, or like what time when I woke up?
What all this...
And then, the other girl that was there, there's two other girls that was there. About 11:30, so Amanda left her mom's house, her boyfriend's, whatever. And then, so I want to say she was upstairs at the time, so I was wondering if he was like talking to her and stuff. And then, so that was, I laid down the first time about probably midnight, 12:30 or something. Yeah, I want to say he was like, I was gonna say he smoked a joint or something. But then I heard, so that kind of put me out, and then I woke back up to walk the grounds with him. I don't really want to know, I'll say I looked at my clock, but it was probably 2 o'clock or maybe a little bit after, somewhere in that time.
Fair enough.
That we walked it, like just kind of like sweeping the ground to see if like who was out there, if anybody was out there or anything like that. And then I must have figured out there was nobody out there, of course. I go back in, I don't know, it takes me probably not too long to get back to sleep because it was really late at this time. And I hear like 2 distinct gunshots downstairs. But that was after I heard a bang. I think that's what woke me up, like a, I don't know, like a bang, it wasn't a gunshot, but it was like a crash. And then I hear gunshots. I want to say 2 to 3. I want to say 2, then the third, like it was like 2 and then 3. And by that time I have a gun. I kept it, a 40 cal.
Okay.
And I jumped out of bed with the 40 cal and cocked it. And he had a pistol, he had a 38 in his hand, and he said, motherfucker, I'm gonna kill you. And I thought he was talking about me. So I shot him twice or 3 times maybe.
He was coming in the door. You shot. So
yeah, he was coming in the front door. And then he was yelling like something like motherfucker, I'll kill you. Like he was agitated for sure, and he had the pistol like drawn up. And so I shot him, and then
so 3 times.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Having kind of fast and slow motion, like at the same time, like it was all like kind of a blur. So I shot him, and then like after I shot, it was a gun, but it wasn't. After I looked closer, I just know it wasn't a gun. He was coming out of the back, and so I turned towards him and shot him, or at him rather. I don't know if I hit him the first time because he turned, and when he turned to like kind of get away, I kind of ran back towards him, and then I don't know if he was trying to raise the gun or what he was trying to do, but I shot him again. That was the one that was in the doorway, and then but it was kind of like far, I don't know, trying to make it make sense. It all happened like a blur, like so fast. And then, I remember shooting was in his hand or whatever, and then recognizing that it wasn't a gun. And then like panicking, like looking around and being like, you know, what the fuck? Oh my God, what the fuck? Now all my clothes and all that stuff in the back room, but I didn't, like I was just thinking like, I was gonna panic. Like, what the fuck? So I went to run downstairs to see what the, you know, what the gunshots or whatever was downstairs. And that kind of up. So I was like, behind that, I ran and watched. Well, I ran back upstairs. I went up the stairs. She wasn't there, which kind of baffled me. And I didn't have no cover.
Who was this friend you said?
Yeah, that's the one that lives there with me.
Yeah.
And I didn't have no ride or nothing, so I went back down to clothes / keys or whatever off the table and took his truck and just like drove away. And then after I got a little ways away or whatever, I called my wife and just told her that it was, you know, just trying to talk to her and stuff. And I didn't tell her what I did. I just told her I did something bad and that I didn't know what to do and that you know, he already shot somebody. He was gonna shoot at me, or he shot at me, or something like that. And I'm not. I mean, like I said, I wasn't there. I wasn't sure. I just know I heard a bang, but it wasn't a gun bang.
Okay.
And then I heard, so I mean, for sure two, like at least two. I want to say two, and then a third, like a two, and then a pause, and then a third gunshot.
Do you think it knew what he was doing, or do you think he was like wigging out and thought it was someone who broke in?
Well, he'd been wigging out the whole. You know what I'm saying? He'd been wigging out like the whole night. He'd been like.
So you think he didn't know?
That's when I first heard the noise, you know, what's going on. And then I just kind of like, I seen that he was like on the steps to go down to his house. So I left, right? I mean, I ran back upstairs because the side door is right there, like where they put you out to the driveway. I left the door, I went out to go check on him. And I seen like, almost immediately, you know what I mean? Like I seen that he was on the steps. So I ran back upstairs to see.
So was he all the way up the top of the steps, or was he like halfway up?
I want to say like mid-step.
Okay.
I don't think he was all.
Was he conscious, or?
No, he wasn't conscious. Like he had like his like face was opened up and stuff.
There is no balance when it comes to Zachary. Either he refuses to talk altogether or gives too many details. Some of the details he's giving are unnecessary. Detective's legs can be seen shaking, which means he's already getting restless. Though it seems the investigation has just started, but in reality, a few hours have already passed. The parts where they're waiting for his wife have been removed, so it makes sense that the detective is getting tired. However, it's his responsibility to get all the necessary information, regardless of exhaustion. It's also important to note here that Zachary talks about how the crime happened while he and the victims were under the influence of meth. The drugs he was on clouded his judgment to an extent that he thought that the victims wanted to shoot him, so he acted in self-defense. He adds that the guns may have just been pipes. While no one can testify to this, as there are no witnesses left, the drugs could have induced a paranoid and delusional state of mind in Zachary. And this, in the end, may have been the main stressor, or the biggest trigger that led to the crimes in this incident.
When you got to Grand Rapids, where at 9 o'clock or so, where did you go?
Tried to go to his mom's house, and she wasn't home. And I tried to go to one of our mutual friends' house, and he wasn't home.
It was Sunday, for God's sake. Where was everybody at? Church?
I was thinking the same thing. It was early too. It was probably 10. Because I sat there and talked to my wife for like an hour in the parking lot. Mm-hmm. Then this is after I went to Kent, and then was that after or before? No, it was before.
So then, when you went all those three places, nobody's home. Where did you end up?
Brother, you guys found me on 2nd Street.
Okay.
3rd Street. No. I went to a car park first on Post Drive. Parked there, but there's a lot of traffic coming in and out. So, I didn't want to stay there. So I ended up going to...
Did you tell him what happened?
No. I just told him I needed to chill for a while. I needed to just get some sleep or somewhere peaceful. And he was like, "What's up?" And I told him I didn't want to talk about it. And he said, "Okay."
And did you tell your wife what you did?
No.
What'd you tell her?
I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't want to get her in any trouble.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, anything to do with her at all.
The detective probably sees many criminals in his profession, so to say that he is intimidated by Zachary may be wrong, but he's clearly not making an extra effort to get answers. The detective seems too inclined to keep Zachary at a comfortable spot, because if he does not, then he might stop being cooperative. But this is no way to investigate a crime. Naturally, in an investigation when the suspect does not answer, the investigator has to push the questions, but Detective Bryan simply backs off. This is only reinforcing Zachary to think that he is in control of this interrogation.
I don't want to get her in any trouble, so I'm saying she did everything to try to help and try to make sure nobody else got hurt, and I didn't get hurt, so she's the reason I came in peacefully, so.
Sure. What happened to we didn't find a gun there, any other handguns?
You got both, you should have both guns by now. If they did everything they were supposed to do, and they searched what they were supposed to, you got both guns.
So you took the other gun with you?
I took
38, okay. Where were they located?
Behind the blue couch in the...
Both of them?
Yeah, together.
Where did you get your 40 from?
I got it from a friend of mine.
Okay, did you buy it from him?
No, he gave it to me.
Okay. The 38, that was...
He's had it since I've known him.
Okay. How long have you had the 40?
Quite a while. I had a 9 and a 40, so I had it for like, when did I get rid of the 9? Like a month ago, maybe. So.
What did you all take after the incident happened? You took the wallet, the keys?
I just took the keys and the wallet, which were chained together, and that was it.
And the 38?
The 38 I took almost right away from.
Is that after you went back and shot him the second time?
No, I didn't go back and do that. I shot. You know what I'm saying? And I just like,
did you hit him, you think, that last time? The first two you obviously did, but after you shoot.
She was like saying, like, he was still kind of like saying, like, or moaning or whatever, so that's what made, like, I was worried about, that's why I remember the gun in his hand, I was worried about that, like, he was going to try to shoot me or something, so I shot the third time and grabbed him.
Do you think he hit him, or?
I'm not sure.
Did it shut him up?
Yeah, he stopped doing what he's doing, so.
You will slowly start to see a decline in Zachary's interactions. For him, this was a transaction. He gets what he wants, a hug and a pizza, and in exchange, he gives a confession. Though he did not give a complete account of things that happened, according to him, he has done the job. So his responses will slow down now. He sits and waits while his food arrives.
How many times do you think you shot
I don't know.
What did he end up having in his hand?
It was like a pipe or something, I think.
Okay.
Like a weed pipe or something. I just know it wasn't a gun.
Sure.
But I know he's got a 380 and he's got a revolver and he's got a couple shotguns. I mean, I knew he had guns, and that's what I was worried about. Like, I didn't know what was going on. And it was like, they're all brothers in the club, so it was like, what did I do, or what have I done, or what they, I don't know. It was, no justification. But I didn't want to get shot either, so.
Did you know, the old guy that lived downstairs?
No, I didn't.
So when we found him, he had a gun, like, kind of cuffed into his, we found him, he was at the top of the steps.
Oh, so he probably didn't die right away.
But he had a gun, like, it was just a little Derringer. I mean, it was small, it wouldn't have done much damage, but he had that,
No, I didn't know that. I didn't shoot him, though, so.
Yeah, I understand, but you were behind him, I didn't know if you saw him.
I
Did you ever know he had a gun with him?
No.
I mean, any time when you were living there?
They all had guns. They're all a bunch of old bikers. They
Sure.
all have weapons at all times, and they definitely all, like, as far as I knew, everybody one of them had guns.
How long did you stay there?
I stayed there off and on. I stayed there, that time I've been there a couple days. But before I stayed there, like, a month, and then I'd stayed there a couple weeks before that, just kind of like on the run and just
Sure.
trying to hide out and stuff.
Got it.
Never had no problems, though.
Did they charge you rent or no?
I helped drive Riff Raff off.
Okay. What, self or were they all, because he had a separate apartment?
I think it's because Sure. I think he...
Would he come up and party with them if they were?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so they were pretty tight, all of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Did they have a lot of traffic?
Yeah.
A lot of in and out traffic.
Yeah.
So I definitely think Paul.
Sure. I dabble in meth once in a while too. I mean, I always have. So.
Somebody had used meth recently because there was still in his bedroom. There was still some stuff. His bedroom, if you walk in, it's the first one on the left. Yeah, that's what we kind of figured. And then he had some more in a drawer. How long did the three of them live there? When he was living there when we had the big party when the people got.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's still his house. Yeah.
And when did the other guys move in? You know.
A long time. There's another guy that lived with a different club.
Okay.
He had that back bedroom I was talking about that I was going to be staying in.
Okay.
But that was going to stay in there too, so I don't know how that was going to work. Yeah, he was staying back there, and then this time I was gone for like 2.5, 3 weeks maybe, if that long. And he was gone when I came back, and I found it kind of confusing that, like, what happened to him, you know? Pretty cool.
What, how did you meet him? Where's your connection to him?
A friend, who knew him, got me there because they knew I needed a place to stay. So he's like, I got the perfect place for you. It's out in the middle of nowhere. Nobody bothers you out here. It's just real cool. And it was cool the first couple times. And I got the second time I stopped because it was like too much foot traffic, like too many people going in and out. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, that's just gonna get you caught up.
Sure.
Shit, you know?
Sure. Who was that? The one that introduced you? He seems like a pretty decent dude. He happened to be, they were all hanging out at the place north of there, right next door. He's part of.
Oh, talking about the house north of there.
Yeah.
Talking about old girl's dad's house.
Yeah. He's part of it. He's in there. He's not part of the club. Oh, okay. He led me to believe he was.
No, he's not.
Is he full of shit?
Yeah.
He claims he. Like, well, why haven't you told us? Oh, it was so dark I couldn't see who did it.
Right.
Okay. He was kind of full of himself. And a little bit. He seemed pretty down to earth guy. Is that a pretty decent club? I mean, motorcycle clubs you hear are kind of rough, but those guys all seem pretty decent.
I mean, besides just having drug habits, that's about it. They didn't really cause no problems or have any real beat. I mean, there's people coming out there, but it's mostly because the girls they protected, not them. You know what I mean? It's like girls that have problems with guys that come out there and then make sure the guys stay away from them or whatever.
So we did recover some rounds in each one of the individuals. We found some casings. A 38 is probably not going to eject a casing. It's typically a revolver. I'm assuming that was a revolver. So we'll be able to match up, and if so, especially now that we do have, they did recover a couple of guns over to your buddy's house that you had there. You said they were behind a
blue futon
both of them. Yeah, that's where they found at least the 40, and I'm assuming they said they found 2.
They were wrapped up together. So.
Okay.
Zachary's description of the crime does not match the physical evidence from the crime scene. Firstly, there were no pipes found on the scene as Zachary claims. And secondly, he said he shot one of the men, Paulie, who had been holding a gun to kill him. However, on the scene, the same man was found with a lighter in his hands, so it was not possible that he was holding a gun. Later, an inmate who shared the cell with Zachary stated that Zachary had told him he killed the victims because of a fight that happened because of drugs. Even though the detectives have a very cooperative suspect, the confession is unreliable at best.
Pizza's here. Pizza's here. Pizza's here.
It's disappointing to see Detective Brian's reactions in this interrogation. He looks for some kind of validation from Zachary. While Zachary is thrilled to hear his pizza has arrived, the detective looks in his direction to see how he feels. Only then proceeds to react with a smile.
Mr. Doyle here is going to, what he's going to do is, one hand's going to come on, put it on top of your head.
Right up on your head.
And then, I'll hold this arm, he's going to switch. Go ahead. You gotta be able to eat. So, we'll switch it when we're done.
And then when we leave, we'll just throw mine on.
Those are actually your downs.
Oh, perfect.
We do that.
You guys are thinking ahead.
Yep.
So you make sure they don't tighten up on you. That's your stuff there.
Thank you.
I don't know if there's anything, did your guys come up with something or anything? I mean, there's some questions that, I don't know, if little stuff. Do you remember what you were wearing when you were down in Jackson?
Well, I mean, when that stuff happened?
Yeah.
What I got on?
Same clothes.
Same clothes?
All right. Literally, you haven't changed the whole time? Did you shower?
It was yesterday.
Okay, did you shower?
No.
You haven't showered
You
yet?
can take the gunpowder, you can do the gunpowder thing for the test and all that stuff.
But my question is, if the same clothes, you guys may want jail greens, and we may take the clothes, or you may want to do it down there. Okay.
We'll do it down there.
Okay. Just eat in peace and sit,
All right, thank
sit
you.
tight. We'll
Thanks for clearing that up. I didn't think about that. You want me to rip that off or you got it?
Oh, I got it. With the king of cuss in the front, I think I can manage.
Sure. Well, it seems like you and your wife come to terms. Seems like she's supportive of you again, which is cool.
Maybe.
Looks like you've mended that fence.
I don't know. It's going to be a long process, I think. There's a lot of damage done.
Oh.
Been separated like, I guess I told you, maybe 10 months now.
Okay. But you're still married?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Neither one of us thought of them.
Well, it sounds like that she had some hope still, or she wouldn't have. 10 months is a long time to not file.
Yeah.
I would guess
Both of us.
she had some hope. I'm so good with these late nights.
Getting too old, we're on.
Oh, you know what? Even when I was young, I couldn't do past midnight. I usually worked the 3 to 11 shift, and I was good with that. But
That sucks. It takes your whole day.
yeah, I loved it when I was younger. We do 12 hours now. I'm obviously not on the road, but I liked the 3 to 11. It was fun.
Yeah, I thought they did 12 now, 2 to 2.
Yeah, pretty much most agencies do. Because you get every other weekend off. When I was, we got Tuesday, Wednesday off. That was our weekend.
Oh, okay.
You new guy gets the happy days off. And
Works out, so we're working like, is it 12 days, at 12 every 2 weeks or something?
You work 7 days every 2 weeks.
7. Oh, okay.
So 14 every month, essentially.
So it's almost like nurses, like 12 on, 12 off.
So they do.
Day off, 2 days on, 2 days
You do
off.
2 days on, 2 days off, 3 days on, 2 days. You get so I really Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. So whatever you work 1 week, you work 5 days. The next day you only work 2.
Oh, okay. Well, that ain't so bad.
He found the keys, but he couldn't find the credit card.
Where's that? I want to sit it right there by that, but
Could it be in the truck still?
could be. I just don't remember it. Yeah, it could still be in the truck. I'm not sure right now.
Okay, fair enough.
You and your partner drove down the same car, or did?
Yep. I drove. I don't trust anybody else to drive.
Ever been in an accident?
Oh yeah, I've been in accidents.
Oh.
Matter of fact, I'd worked I worked as a desk sergeant for a while, so I didn't get out on the road much, but I was working an overtime assignment in a car, and I don't know what the hell I was thinking. And so I'm going down Michigan Ave, and I see a violation, so I do a U-turn in Michigan Ave, which is not unusual. You're supposed to check to make sure no one's in the other lane. I didn't check. I hit this car, or she hit me, I can't remember, but it's obviously clearly my fault. And the girl she kind of goes off on me, and I felt bad to begin with, and we go in the parking lot. Nobody was hurt. We go in there. It was probably 10 years ago. And I said, ma'am, I'm really sorry, my fault. Well, I'll be at fault in the report, and insurances, cover themselves, but your insurance can sue my insurance, so on and so forth. And she just keeps going off on me. I'm like, ma'am, I'm really sorry. And she goes, after she settled down, she goes, it's not you. And she's like, well, she said to me, you're the police. You're supposed to know how to drive. And so I said, I'm sorry. And she finally said, I just was having a bad day. She goes, I literally got my car out of the shop yesterday it was in some sort of crash. I get it. The first day out, you run into me. I'm like, other than sorry, I don't know what else to say.
Zachary has confessed to most of his crimes, except for the murder of Edward Consular. Detective Brian could have used this time to get more information on that, but instead he chose to make unnecessary small talk for another hour before Zachary was moved to Jackson County Jail. Police found 2 handguns at the Grand Rapids home where Zachary was arrested, a .40 caliber and a .38 caliber. Zachary had confessed these were the guns used in the shooting. He also told police he had taken Consular's vehicle and one of the victim's credit cards from the scene, using the card to buy gas on his way to Grand Rapids. Zacharie Borton was arraigned on August 24, 2021 before Jackson County District Judge John McBain on 6 charges relating to the shooting, including 3 counts of open murder, 1 count for each victim, auto theft, unauthorized use of a credit card, and second offense of felon in possession of a firearm. Each charge of open murder carries a maximum sentence of life in prison. Zacharie Borton will never show remorse. People like him are egotistically satisfied with themselves and their decisions. He does not see the lives he's destroyed with his actions. All he cared about was that his needs were met. The sad part is he got a detective that satisfied all his needs at a whim. Though he'll serve a sentence in prison for his crimes, maybe that is all he wanted all along. In that case, is it even punishment anymore? The only silver lining to this dark cloud is that another criminal is locked away from society. What do you think? Comment and share your thoughts on today's case. Like, share, and subscribe. And leave us the names of the cases you want to see next.